If you are running Google ads or tracking users using Google Analytics, then chances are you need to make sure that you have consent mode set up, even if you are a small site, a big site, or anything in between. Especially if you have traffic coming from the EU, you're going to want to make sure that you have the latest consent mode v2 set up to make sure that you're compliant, so you, one, are not missing out on any traffic or data coming into your website, but two, which may be more importantly, to make sure that you aren't getting any fines for breaking these laws. Now, the good news is I'm going to show you exactly how to do this for free or for little to no cost, essentially, and it's very easy to set up, and I'll walk you through the entire process in this video. So let's jump right in. So what I'm going to be showing you in this video is how to set up a consent banner that looks something like this, that allows users to opt in or out of your cookies and different things, so that make sure that you are compliant. It's very easy to set up, and the tool that we are going to be using today is one called Cookiebot. Now, this is the tool that I actually use and one that I recommend and one that lots and lots of people use. And the reason why I really like this one is you can get started for 100% free. Here's the difference between the free and the $8 a month. So you're looking at like $0 to $8 a month here. You can see one domain or multiple domains. But what's nice is even with the free one, you have the GDPR and CCPA. That's probably the two most common ones that you're going to want to make sure you're compliant with, that are built into these templates. So it's really nice. And then the best part is too, if you use my link down below in the description, you can actually get started with a 14-day free trial. So you can test out the different plans and see which ones you like most. Okay, so once you click that link down below, you'll see a view like this where we can start this trial. So we're going to hit start trial here. Then it will ask you some questions that you can answer that are optional if you wanted to. And it will then take us to a view like this where it asks us to add our domain or URL. So we're going to add our domain here real quick, and then the country that we want to, that our headquarters are in. And then if we scroll down here, you can see this is where we can get started with the predefined registration presets. The nice thing is you can see this is the GDPR here, and GDPR is the most strict one. So chances are most people are going to want to go with this one to make sure they are compliant. And that's the most popular one here. So we're going to do the GDPR, and then we come over here and hit next. Now, when it comes to designing your consent banner, you can see there are two different options here. You can either have the dialogue that a user goes to the website, it will pop up here, or you have the bar option, which will show up on the bottom, or you can change the position to the top here as well. Now, as you see this, there are some other things that we'll be able to customize with the compliance as well, depending on what your needs are. You can see there are lots of boxes here. You can customize those down in the compliance. The next thing is you can change the style effect to an overlay as well. And then on the design here, you can change some of the colors. So if we just went with this general one here, you could change it from a dark, or you can grab custom colors from your website as well to add to the banner and change those colors there by grabbing here. And then you can see you could change this to red or whatever you want it to be. But for me, I am just going to leave this as is. And you can see here, you can come down and even change the button colors if you would like as well. Another nice thing that you can do is display the logo on the banner. So if you click this, you can see in this top left-hand corner, your logo will show there. We're going to leave this blank now just to keep this tutorial simple. Okay, and you can see here under compliance, there are lots of different options. The first one is the method. If you scroll over here with explicit consent, the cookie banner will keep showing on each page until the visitor has provided consent choice. With implicit consent, the user has the option to ignore the banner and continue to use the website without giving consent. So you can choose either one of these options. If you wanted to be basically essentially more strict, you can do the explicit, or if you wanted to be a little bit more passive, you could do the implied consent. So here we're going to leave the explicit consent on, and then this type here is where you can change a couple of different things. So you can do accept only, change the options here if you wanted to. You could do accept decline, you could do invite inline multi-level, and then you can do not sell or share pickup. So you can change any one of these. If you just wanted the default, you could leave it on the multi-level. If you wanted just a simple accept only, you could change it here. Be sure you check to see what is compliant for your specific region. If you want to be completely safe, I would recommend going with the explicit consent and the multi-level, so that they have all those options here. And then down below, you can show additional settings. And in here, you can have default boxes checked. So if I wanted preferences automatically checked, if I wanted statistics automatically checked, you can see go to preview over here and marketing automatically checked, you could have that. And then display close on icon, you can do that as well. So if you wanted them to close out of that icon, you could have those options there as well. And this part is really important, this distribution. This is where the banner will actually show. What I like about this is if you are only wanting to do this in the EU and EEU only, you could have it there. Or if you wanted it to show in specific states, like say you also wanted it to show in California, you could come down here, you can go to North Carolina, or sorry, North America, and you could scroll down and you could do even state by state. So say that I wanted to also show in California, you could do that there. For this one, I'm going to leave it in all United States so I can show you the example of what this looks like because I am located in the United States, but know that you have those options there to choose wherever you want it to be. And then if you really wanted to, you could come over here to the content and you could change some of this according to what you're wanting to put inside of here, or if you have a legal team that wanted to look over this. But if it was me, if it's me, I'm just leaving this as the default. That's the beauty of using Cookiebot, is they have looked over this and made it really easy for us. And same with the privacy. I would leave both of these basically on the default setting. We're gonna hit next here. And now what we need to do is actually install this onto our website. And another thing that I love about this is that there are multiple ways to, they have lots of different installation guides on how to do this. So you can see all the major website providers. Chances are if you have a website, yours is listed here. For mine is built on WordPress, so we're gonna be going with this. But if you're on Wix, you can click here and follow the installation guide there. But we're gonna grab this domain group ID. If you want to, you could click this and it will show you the step-by-step instructions, but I'm gonna show you how to do this right now. So inside of WordPress, what you're gonna wanna do is come over here to plugins, click on plugin, and then click add new plugin. It'll be up here at the top if you aren't already in there, or upload plugin. And then we are searching for Cookiebot. You can see once you search for Cookiebot, you want to find this one right here, user-centric Cookiebot. And you can see this thing is really well trusted. You always want to check that with your WordPress plugins. 100,000 plus active installs, really high rating. And we are going to install this now. Once we click install, we are going to activate it, and then it will show up in our left-hand column here. Okay, and you can see in this left-hand column, Cookiebot is now active in here. We want to click on just the Cookiebot and go to the main menu here. And then we want to click on Cookiebot and then the settings. And this is where you're going to want to grab the domain group ID. So if you come back over to your Cookiebot account, grab this one that we just pasted, and then come back over to WordPress, paste that in, and then you can hit connect account here once that loads in. And then once you have that connected, there are lots of settings in here, but pretty much everything is good to go. You can select the default language if you wanted to. And then there are some other advanced settings that you can do inside of here, including the additional settings. And then also Google Tag Manager or Google Consent Mode. You can turn some of these off, like the consent mode. I don't know why you'd want to turn that off, but leave that one on. And then you have your TCF and then multiple configurations. But as I mentioned, for most people, you're pretty much gonna be good to go. So now let's go to the website and show you what this looks like. And you can see we load up and then our cookie consent goes on right away. So then I have the option to opt in or out of these as I need to. And then I can allow all, or I can allow selected or deny those. So your user has the option to do all of these. So we're gonna allow all those, and then all those cookies are being passed through now. So you can come back over here and you can hit finish. And if for whatever reason you wanted to change the look or change any of these settings in your cookie consent, you can come over here to the configuration and you can change those design elements there once again. So feel free to leave any comments down below if you have questions. Be sure to take advantage of that 14-day free trial in the description, and we'll see you in the next video.